Welcome back to the Gentleman's Gazette. In this fourth video about men's gloves, I'm going to talk about how to wear and care for your gloves. First, let's talk about how to wear gloves. Usually, you put them on when you're at home, and ideally, you want to make sure that you're gentle with your gloves. Here's how you do it. First, you just put in your hand into your glove and pull gently at the cuff. Second, you go with your finger in between the quirks to get it all in and pull once more so they're tight. Last but not least, you button the button. In order to maintain your gloves and make sure that they last for a long time, this is what you should not do. Most people simply pull on their glove with one finger and that's all they do. This puts a lot of strain on your glove, and over time it will be more wrinkly and a seam will rip and it's not good for the leather. Instead, what you should do first, you should open the button. Second, you should gently pull on each finger just a little bit so you loosen the glove. Then you take all the fingers and pull at the same time. That puts less strain on your gloves and you'll be able to wear them for much longer. Once you've pulled the gloves up your hand, make sure that everything is flat and store them laying flat on top of each other. Do not crumble them. It's terrible for your gloves and they will look bad over time. Always make sure they're in shape and you store them flat. When you have white gloves or light colored gloves, make sure not to put them right next to other gloves of very dark colors, because some of the color may rub off and ruin your lighter colored gloves. When you're outside wearing your gloves and you're meeting somebody, it's common customs to remove the glove. Traditionally, it was also okay to leave the glove on, but I think in this day and age, it's better to remove the glove too, shake hands, and put the glove back on. If you're curious about glove etiquette for evening wear, stay tuned for another video about just evening gloves. In terms of glove colors and how to combine them, I found that you actually don't need a whole lot of colors, even though it's really fun to have more of them. The basic 4 colors I would recommend to every gentleman are these 4. Burgundy, gray, a tan, and a chamois yellow. Between those 4 colors, you can basically combine anything in your wardrobe. No matter whether it's black, navy, charcoal, gray, green, brown, orange, yellow, you name it, you will have one pair of gloves that will work with it. Of course, once you have these 4 colors, you always want to try something else. For example, we have a petrol blue and we're working on new colors as well, so stay tuned, and there are always more things you can add to your wardrobe to get those extra 5% that make you look particularly dapper and elegant. If you want to buy your first pair of gloves and you're not sure what color, I suggest you either go with gray or chamois yellow. Gray is preferable if you have an office job, you wear a lot of suits, and you just need something that works well with classic professional outfits. Chamois yellow, on the other hand, is fantastic if you are in a more casual profession where a dress code is more relaxed. That being said, I could also wear the coat I'm wearing right now or a gray overcoat with chamois yellow. For the second pair of gloves, I recommend you go with the burgundy color. Burgundy is great because it's not as bright as chamois yellow, but it's a little more subtle and it still works with a lot of colors. I assure you, you'll get compliments once you wear gray, yellow, petrol blue or burgundy gloves because they're unusual, but they work with your outfits and they go with so many things and people notice it and they will be jealous. If you have a pair of pectoral leather gloves, chances are your lining will wear out before the leather wears out. So if that happens, you can have a lining added back in. In case your gloves ever get wet or they have water stains, what you do is make the entire glove wet and you let them air dry. Not on a radiator, not with a hair dryer, just air dry, flat, pull them into shape, let them dry. Once the glove is gonna be dry, it's gonna feel much harder, but if you wear it a couple of times, it'll be soft again. In order to make them wet, just gently apply the water with your hand. Don't dunk them into water and never wring your gloves. that's gonna be bad for the leather. Just treat them very gently. In general, you do not need any polish for your gloves, although it's a natural material and over years it may need some nourishment. Just like a good leather couch or a leather shoe, leather needs something, and you can use a clear shoe polish, for example, that doesn't contain wax. That being said, you will probably not have to do that within the first 5 to 10 years. If you have any other questions about glove maintenance or how to combine them, feel free to reach out. And if you want some wonderful gloves in unusual colors with button closures of top quality, look at our shop. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to check out our 3 other glove videos and sign up to our YouTube channel. I'm sure you'll enjoy it.